Guys, I'm ready to show what I got. NBA, here I come, baby. It's now or nothing.
Oh, you gotta love the positive energy in his first NBA game, folks. Happy Halloween here on opening day. I'm Kevin Harlan along with Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg. Are you as ready as we are? It's the NBA on 2K Sports. Glad you could join us. Opening night and time for our State Farm lineups. First for the Warriors, Steph Curry and Thompson manning the backcourt. And in the middle, the long-bodied JaVale McGee. Absolutely elastic. Then it's Mullins, and it's Durant in at the 4 spot. And for Phoenix, Steve Nash and Shannon Brown, their backcourt. And in the middle, the 2012 Defensive Player of the Year, 7'1" rebounder, shot blocker, and leader Tyson Chandler. Then there's Jared Dudley, and it's Monroe in at the power forward position.
Well, the Warriors had their problems in a variety of places last season, but, you know, one thing they did well, guys, was they remained very competitive within their own division, and that's not easy.
Mr. Incredible checks in, and the fulfillment of a lifelong dream is playing in his first NBA basketball game.
He's one of the players who got a ton of attention leading up to the draft, and rightfully so. He's an amazing talent.
Yeah, you know, Steve, he was high on every team's wish list. You knew somebody was going to make him a first-round draft choice, and this is it, his chance to show what he's capable of.
Morris kicks to Barbosa. Now the dish to Bledsoe. Knocked away. On the wing, Richmond. Here's Mr. Incredible. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him. This is his first chance at the line tonight. That free throw, no good. Warriors finished 7 and 8 in the Pacific Division. That is a good mark for a division that has improved, I think, as much as any in the last few years.
I couldn't agree with you more. It'll be tough for them to leapfrog the LA teams this year, but the Golden State Warriors showed last season they can at least hold their own in the Pacific, and that's a good start for them as a young team.
Barbosa, a screen on Hardaway. Here is Telfair to the inside. Out of bounds, Golden State takes possession. Let's go quickly over to Doris Burke for an update.
Yes, just a moment ago, Mark Jackson and I were able to chat. He's hoping that his players can use their combination of foot speed and hand speed today to rack up some steals, gain extra possessions. He's optimistic that his guards have the ability to force a lot of turnovers, guys.
Thanks, Doris. And given the scoring talent on the floor, defensive mindedness definitely a key here, guys. Any thoughts?
Well, I agree, Kevin. Playing sound defense has to be their focus. If they can win the battle at that end of the floor, I think they've got a great chance to win.
Well, I agree, because if they don't do that, Steve, what happens at the other end isn't going to matter. It'll be futile.
Pass to Dudley. The feed to Morris. Somehow ignores the tight D and gets the way up. Morris has got his first points of the game.
Well, I really like what I saw out of Markieff Morris last year in his rookie season with the Suns. Good rebounder. He can space the floor with his jump shot. Very easy to see why Phoenix chose him. He's a nice fit on this club.
Came off the screen and did what I call a right now move, right to the rim. The defense had no time to recover.
Barbosa dishes to Telfair. Back to Barbosa. 6 on the shot clock. Shoots over Richmond. Barbosa's shot is off. And for Morris, Clark, what do you think he needs to work on going forward?
You know, Kevin, he slumped a bit on his shooting percentages in the middle of the season. He's got to work on his shot to become more consistent there. I think he's got to get a little stronger. And then he's got to make sure that he continues to bring an edge to his preparation, and that will carry over to his performance.
Seems like Leandro Barbosa's game is all either threes or layups. He doesn't do a whole lot in between, but it's worked for him. He can spot up, knock down the long-range shot, and then use that blazing speed to get to the rim.
Andre Iguodala. He's checked in for Richmond. Here's Mr. Incredible. That drops, and it comes off the assist from Hardaway.
That's all the space he needs, guys. He'll make you pay every time if you give him that shot.
They set the screen. Barbosa with it, and it's Iguodala picking him up. Iguodala with the steal. Here is Mr. Incredible. Lets the three fly. Rebounded by Anthony. Going back to Barbosa. Boy, is he quick. You know, Steve, you know all about him because you had him in Phoenix. Clark, you've watched him from afar. The guy is a blur.
Yeah, he really is. He's got like 6 different gears, and they're all fast to faster. He's a special player with his ability to get to the rim and then finish creatively with a wide array of layups that he can make.
They are setting the tone here early with their work on the boards.
Yeah, only a moderate advantage here, a slight one, but as the game wears on, it's one they'll definitely look to build on.
And defensively, remember, you got to fight through screens to avoid giving up open looks.
Yeah, you're exactly right, Steve, and the defense has to go over the top of that screen. I think that's how they get it done.
The Suns shooting well right out of the gates here at around 50%.
Well, it's been an interesting transition for the Suns. You know, several years ago, they were one of the elite teams in the league. Now they're more in the middle of the pack. So this is not the same team that the Suns once were, but they're still very competitive on a nightly basis.
Catching up on the changes for Phoenix. Tyson Chandler, he's checked in for Joel Anthony. Monroe comes in for Markieff Morris. And it's Jeremy Pargo in for Leandro Barbosa. Monroe with a screen on Hardaway. The alley-oop pass. And Craig Monroe with the slam.
Well, that certainly sent a ripple through the crowd.
And alley-oop always does that. One of the most beautiful plays you'll see in all of basketball.
Yeah,
it's impossible not to be impressed.
Yep, very exciting play to see that.
Especially when it ends with that big slam like that one.
There's the screen. Here is Mr. Incredible. Open jump shot off the mark.
Well, with that much space off the pick, you've got to drop that in.
Yeah, you got to make that one. I mean, that's a high-quality shot you should make 9 out of 10 times.
A good close contest so far as we finish the first quarter. The Suns on top. They lead by 1. And
nothing like NBA action, so come out to a Warriors game and enjoy the show. Mr. Incredible is ready to give his best, so get your tickets now. So come out and welcome our sensational new rookie.
Point out the bounce. Show you how to get this going.
Suns have gotten 4 of their first 5 shots to fall in the second quarter. Outstanding shooting.
Alvin Gentry, one of the great guys in this league, so well liked, and I think has developed into one of the better coaches in the league. Helped his team make that late playoff push last season.
Markieff Morris is checked in for Greg Monroe. The Warriors also with a sub. Anderson Varejão's checked in for David West. Ripped away. And up the court come the Warriors on the break. And they take the lead. Mr. Incredible's got 9 points. The Suns trailing. And Alvin Gentry, Steve, you mentioned well-liked by his players. Do you feel like your best coaches were also the ones who were most liked by their players?
Not necessarily, Kevin. It's not about being liked. It's about being respected. And the best coaches are the ones who you really like, but you also are a little afraid of. And I think it's a fine balance. Greg Popovich has it. And I think Gentry the last several years has developed that balance, and that's why he's been such a good coach.
A 3. Rebound by the Suns. Here matched up against the Golden State Warriors is how they're going to tip off the new season.
And, you know, I think they may have a little extra motivation because
here is Mr. Incredible. Shoots the 3. And it's Phoenix with the rebound. Nash has got 3 rebounds so far in the game. 2 teams kind of bringing up the back end of the conference. It's not a matchup the top teams are going to pay much attention to.
Well, even if the high end isn't interested, you can bet these guys are 2 teams trying to build themselves up You can measure improvement in other ways if you're not making the playoffs.
That's a great point. To JaVale McGee. Out of bounds, Phoenix will take possession.
Such a careless pass. You've got to keep your head in the game here.
32 seconds left in the second quarter. They've definitely hit that groove offensively.
They sure have, guys. I mean, really aggressive. And I like that posture and mindset. Stay aggressive.
Yeah.
Steve, you like groove, don't you?
I do. I love groove, Kevin, and I love the attack mode this team is in, too. I mean, they're really getting into the paint. They're getting whatever they want offensively.
Back to Curry. There's the triple. And good on the basket. Book it. Curry's got 10 points in the game.
His offensive game is so refined, guys. Extremely well developed in just about every aspect.
Here's Bledsoe. No good trying to beat the buzzer. Close game as we wrap up the second quarter. Warriors lead by 4. Time now for the halftime break, with the third quarter soon to follow right here on 2K Sports.
Now, presented by Sprint.
The spookiest day of the year, Halloween. It's really not that scary. Not during the 2K Sports halftime report, anyway. The Golden State Warriors are ahead against Phoenix. They're racking up the assists, great passing in the early going.
Bledsoe kicks to Doug. And it's going to be 2 free throws. Drew contact on the shot.
I love Jared Dudley, just a pro's pro, great locker room guy, smart, hardworking. He's developed his outside shot over the years and doesn't look overly quick, but managed to stay in front of people defensively.
And Dudley, a former ACC Player of the Year, a great sense of humor. A couple of seasons back, he had a bet with his teammates that he could get 10 dunks in a season. And I don't know if he did it or not, but he tried.
Kevin, I think he barely made it. But you see, he doesn't really take himself too seriously, and that's part of what endears him to his coaches and his teammates.
Puts it up. And another basket for Golden State. Suns trail by 12. Now Bledsoe, the 11-footer, and that one's good.
They are in attack mode right now. That's 10 straight points, guys, all coming inside the paint.
And Steve, if I'm them, I'd keep going right to the heart of that defense like they have been until they do something about it. If they don't offer resistance, take everything you can get in there.
That's his 4th, so he's going to have to be very careful the way he plays and pick his spots here in the second half.
The Suns making a switch here. Telfair's checked in. And the Warriors also making a change. JaVale McGee's checked in for David West. Warriors leading by 10. Now let's send it to Doris from the sideline.
Gentlemen, an interesting stat. In the history of the NBA, only 5 players have shot 50% overall, 40% on threes, and 90% from the free throw line in a season. And only 2 have done it more than once. Larry Bird did it twice, and Steve Nash has done it 4 times. Pretty special stuff, guys.
No doubt about that. Thank you, Doris.
And when you say he did it 4 times, it's worth mentioning. In 07, he missed making the 50-40-90 club by 1/100 of a percentage point from the line, and his career percentage is not far from those numbers either.
Here's Telfair. Warriors with the rebound. Right side Curry. Here's Mr. Incredible. Good, and Curry gets the assist. Curry's got his 8th assist in the game.
Another open look hits bottom from outside.
Yeah, and that's 3 of their last 5 makes from beyond the arc.
Now here is Barbosa. Shot clock at 6. Shakes off the strong D and gets to the bucket for 2. Barbosa's got 6.
And all 10 of their last points have come inside the paint, so defensively you've got to make an adjustment.
Yeah, and you got to do a little more to stop it, too. I mean, it's coming way too easy for him. At some point, you just got to buck up and say it's not going to happen.
Greg Monroe, he's checked in for Markieff Morris. Out of bounds, Golden State takes possession. And here's the 2K leaderboard with the list of the league's top shot blockers from last season. Second, JaVale McGee.
You know, he was a consistent shot blocker because he got his hands on shots that looked like they were free and...
And Durant backing in. Shot from the inbound. Gets it to go. Durant's got 15 points in just the second half.
Well, the main strength of his is his finishing ability in tight. I mean, even if you get a body on him, he can power it through the contact.
And also, he can flat out shoot it. Defensive pressure means nothing to him. He can drill jump shots right in the face of the defender. His concentration, form, and focus, outstanding.
Jared Dudley's checked in for Eric Bledsoe. The Warriors also with a sub. Thompson's checked in. Here's Monroe. He feeds it to Dudley. Over Thompson. Dudley's shot is good.
That's a nice job of getting the ball in the paint and burying the shot. That's exactly how it's done.
Warriors leading by 16. Curry kicks to McGee. Chandler with the steal. Monroe the pass to Nash. Kicks to Dudley. Over Durant. Dudley's shot is good.
His team has to tighten up inside. Way too many easy hoops in the lane.
Yep, that's 5 straight buckets they've given up from the key now, and it's hurting them.
To JaVale McGee.
Now that's how you execute an alley-oop there, fellas.
And with an exclamation point, too, on the finish, throwing it down hard.
What a terrific play on both ends.
The Suns shooting about 45% from the 4 in the fourth. Chandler. There it is. It's Nash picking up the assists. Nash has got 9 assists now tonight. Thompson against Brown. Here's Mr. Incredible. Kept alive. Here's Durant. And he lays it straight in. Durant's got 17 points here in the second half.
They haven't been as aggressive from outside as they were in the first half. They're playing smart with the lead. I like that. They're being very selective and deliberate in their offense. That's a good strategy when you're on top.
And here's Dudley for 3. Scooped up. Monroe's shot is good. Monroe's got 6 points in the quarter.
No question, they're trying to pound the ball inside. That's 5 straight hoops inside.
And if the D won't stop it, keep at it. I mean, those are the kind of looks you want all day long.
You know, these calls can be some of the toughest in the game for the officials.
It all happened so fast, but I really think that was the right call. The defender was not really set in that situation. You know, the Warriors just have been one of those teams the last few years that can't close out games on the road, and that was certainly the case for them again last season. I think part of it is not being strong enough defensively.
Here's Brown. The 18-footer is right on the mark. Brown's got 25 points in the game.
No question about it, guys. He's been one of their best performers today.
They're running out of time. And Thompson kicks to Curry. And stolen by Nash. Here's Brown. That drops. He's got 27. Back to the Warriors on the road. I can think of a few games where they let leads evaporate before their eyes. Steve, away from the Bay Area.
I think to win on the road, Kevin, you've got to defend. You've got to be able to string together some stops. And Golden State's defense last year, and really for the last several years, has really struggled. So they will win on the road if they can improve their defense.
Here's Nash. Again, Phoenix. There's 45 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And taken away by Brown. And now it's Brown running. He can go all the way.
That was a hole punch jam there, Kevin.
Nice finish.
Yeah, you got to love the way he just capped off that strong move.
The Warriors shooting an efficient 53% from the field. He'd better get a move on. Curry with him. Guarded now by Nash. Takes a 3. Steve Nash with the rebound. Suns shooting at 52% from the field. They're clicking. It falls! Oh, and that cuts the lead to just 5.
Well, he's smart. He's getting good shots, and he's knocking them down.
And an intentional foul right there. First free throw is good, and that increases their lead to 6. Second one is good. Getting both at the line, and it's a 7-point game.
And that ups their lead, so if they can continue to do that, get to the line, knock down their free throws, they should be in pretty good shape.
And I think Doris Burke has something for us right now. Doris?
I was able to listen in on what Alvin Gentry had to say to the team. He said, listen, we've come this far. Now we've got to lay it on the line to get a win. I know we can do it. So show them what you got and let's make it happen. Guys, we'll see if they can do it.
So we see the Warriors get the win here. Both teams played well, but these guys had the edge.
Yeah, I think so. They were just steak knife sharp. Very on top of their game here.
Well said. That'll do it for now. For Doris Burke, Steve Kerr, and Clark Kellogg, and the rest of the 2K Sports crew, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for joining us.
Your performance tonight, clearly a coming out party. You've made it known now that you'll be around the NBA for a long time. Does that sound about right?
The hyperbole is strong with you, man, isn't it? I wouldn't be that dramatic about it, but yeah, I feel like tonight was the kind of game I've envisioned myself playing in the NBA for a long time. I'm looking forward to the chance to have many more like it. There's a long road to go, though, so I wouldn't get too far ahead of myself here. I'm just glad I was able to put it all together tonight, truthfully.